I remember this event from the comic books of my youth.
I didn't know that was Baby Cable. Oh my goodness, I just learned.
I would love if you looked directly at Gambit. To me, my X-Men and Rogue.
Let's get into it!
What's poppin', Palaxy? Today on the Bounty Board, we talk all about the first 2 episodes of X-Men 97. So you know the drill. Kick up that damn warp drive and let's punch it. Welcome back to the Guardians of the Palaxy podcast, everybody. My name is MT, and I'm here with my 2 wonderful friends, Tommy Bechtold and Whitney Van Laningham. What's going on, guys?
Hoo boy, have we got some fresh stuff to talk about today. You guys, I'm so excited about X-Men 97. This is great. This is just a gift of our childhoods back to us. All of a sudden, we asked for it, we wanted it, and now it's happening. And I, for one, am pleased as punch.
Honestly, yes. Like, it is so dope that, like, Marvel Studios / Marvel Animation is, like, doing this now. This just came out of nowhere. Like, they didn't have to do it, but they did it. And it's freaking amazing. Like, the action in the show, the presentation, like, it just felt like I was a 90s kid again, man. Like, it was so freaking dope.
You know, in my lifetime, as a poor, straight white man, I have been promised a phoenix-like resurrection of many beloved properties. Dumb and Dumber 2, Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Many other shows have come back promising a return to their former glory, and none of them have delivered on the level of X-Men 97. The single greatest reboot of all time. No, I don't know. We don't gotta go that far. But it is pretty great.
No, it's really good, though. I really enjoy it.
And I think, all jokes aside, I know we're going to get into it, but I think it starts right up with that stinger at the beginning. They keep so much of the show, or so much of the ambiance, the vibes are so picking up right where they left off, but they just make it all slap a bit harder. That theme song just slaps a little bit harder. Now, I don't know if it's a little extra cymbal, or a little extra snare drum, or a boom, boom, a little extra kick drum. I don't know what it is. They've added something extra in the percussion section, and I gotta say, for me, X-Men 97, go ahead and go on to 98, 99, in the year 2000.
Honestly, like, I would be totally down if they did each season, like, the next year.
That would be sick, actually. Watching Wolverine deal with Y2K panic would be amazing. I'm just gonna say, they would just be like, what if Cerebro shuts down at the stroke of midnight because we forgot to put a thing with a 0 in it?
X-Men 2001 is just them dealing with a lot of heat from everybody about, like, why did you let that happen?
Why did you let that happen on that September morning? Why weren't you there?
Wait a second.
They'd have to come up with like a really good reason why they were not in town for that.
Magneto was making us all play kickball. I'm sorry.
Play kickball on the moon. We just weren't aware. We were off-world.
We were off-world in the Mojo-verse.
My favorite part of, like, the beginning of the episode, rather, is the inclusion of the Mega Man Mega Busters that all of the bad guys have. Like, literally, they just straight up just stole it from Mega Man. Just like, you know what? All of our bad guys have a Mega Man Mega Buster. I'm a big fan of that design choice.
I think they even tried to do a little, like, revisionist cleanup on them. They're like, use your Sentinel cannons. It's like, okay, well.
Okay, we know what you're doing here.
What's the guy, Dr. Smiley? What's the name of the doctor in Mega Man? His evil nemesis?
Dr. Wily.
Dr. Wiley. I called him Dr. Smiley.
Dr. Smiley,
that works too.
I had a lot of childhood trauma, so I make all the bad guys sound good in my mind.
Dr. Smiley, the dentist. But no, like, seeing, like, this whole team just, like, fight with, like, modern flair, like the team up at the end of episode 1 was literally like, it's gonna be replaying them in my mind forever, because, like, that's the type of action that I want to see in the MCU, like the live action MCU. Like, that's the type of, like, rad shit that I'm all about, and, like, X-Men 97 is delivering on that. And, like, I was telling Paul like earlier, like, having this show introduce the X-Men, like the Marvel Studios take on the X-Men, really helps with, you know, assuaging people's fears about if Marvel can actually handle X-Men stories. And, like, in this show is, like, the perfect example. It's like, Kevin Feige knows what he's doing. Whenever the X-Men show up in the MCU, it's going to be amazing. and the MCU is in good hands. Like the MCU is going to be just fine, just because this show exists. Like it makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah, don't worry. Madam Web and Morbius are staying over in the Sonyverse. Over here in the Marvelverse, we've got the X-Men, we've got the Avengers. We're doing okay. We're doing okay over here so far.
Madam Web streaming tomorrow. My God!
Oh my God!
Everyone, please. If you have not set parental locks on your remotes and on your TVs, do not let your children watch Madam Web. It's a gateway movie to The Room, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Sleepaway. You're going to catch your kids watching Sleepaway Camp. You're going to catch your kids watching all kinds of cult classics after that. But so let's get into this episode, shall we? I mean, can we talk about it? It's called To Me, My X-Men, which is used.
To Me, My X-Men.
Twice in the show with very different contexts. Mm-hmm. Cyclops, who sounds a little bit too much like Jerry from Rick and Morty for my taste. The guy who voices Cyclops has aged enough that he's got a little bit of a fatherly tone.
I would hope so.
Yeah, but he gets to summon them when they are confronting Bolivar Trask. But this show basically picks up right exactly. I mean, we didn't know. I don't think the precisity of it, but it picks up right where the animated series left off. Almost 30 years ago.
Pretty seamless too.
Almost 30 years.
Yeah,
and with so much of the original voice cast returning.
We have our villains, the Friends of Humanity, which is our first villains of the season. They look very familiar. I would have to say very familiar.
A lot villains. Of thinly veiled references in these first two episodes, I would say. A lot of messages from the Marvel Comics that are completely genuinely ripped from the pages of Marvel Comics. You cannot say this is an agenda. This is what Marvel Comics has always been about and what makes comic books such a great tool for, teaching morality. That's why they're like our modern day parables and fables, is because they come with a morality lesson. And in episode one of the lessons is, just because you might support something, if you stand by idly, a la Sunspot in this episode, you're really just kind of contributing to the problem still happening. If you can identify, and even some people are so afraid to speak up against injustice because of their own personal experiences that they don't do anything, and they just kind of deflect and live life on the fringes so that they don't have to be afraid. And that's, one of many themes in the first episode.
Oh, definitely. I thought it was so just like powerful and interesting to watch him sit there and go, no, but you don't understand. I'm one of the good ones. Like I'm one of the mutants who hates mutants. Like I don't like me either. You can trust me. I'm not going to do anything to hurt you. And they're like, yeah, you're still a mutant. We fucking hate you. And he's trying to appeal to them. And oh gosh, it's so slimy. And so I think that it's a really interesting way to kind of introduce just what the X-Men stand for and what they're all about. It's such a good juxtaposition of being able to see that.
Absolutely. What else do they stand for? The 2-3 zone defense, because pickup basketball is back in the X-Men cartoon.
Back, baby. We got a pickup game of basketball. We Tommy and we're going to be drafting our X-Men basketball league pretty soon.
And we're both wearing crop tops, baby, because crop tops are genderless in the X-Men universe.
Oh, they are. Crop tops and leotards. You can wear whatever you want.
Yeah, we got to get Stephen A. Smith to comment on that basketball game because that was some real sportsmanship.
Absolutely. Oh my God. The way Cyclops realized at the end that preventing the X-Men from having their bonding time prevents them from growing as a team. And one of Charles Xavier's lessons is that you have to let people, experience the joys of life together as well, not just the fights and the battles. People need to be three-dimensional. But at first, as usual, Cyclops is simply annoyed by the antics on the b-ball court, as he has been in, I think, at least 25 other episodes in this series.
I just love that that Professor X's parting gift was just his final sentiment to his X-Men is just ball is life. Ball is life, boys. Get balling on the court. If you want to be a better team, you want to build your teamwork, get balling.
He said ball is life and bald is life.
Yes.
Two types of balling.
My X-Men. Come closer to me. I leave you these parting words. Basketball is my favorite sport. I love to dribble up and down the court. We're playing basketball.
Professor X requested that they play That's How I Beat Shaq by Aaron Carter at his funeral. Fun fact. That was a little ditty that Logan used his adamantium claws to just tap, tap, tap out on the old organ.
Can we talk about the basketball budget? Because Logan has destroyed no less than 30 basketballs in the history of that show as well.
Oh, seriously. He's constantly just popping those balls, baby. That's what he does all day.
That's got to be a technical foul. But
yeah, in fact, does he know that that's like you're not supposed to do that in basketball? Is it possible that
Canadian.
He thinks that's part of the game?
I mean, there aren't
Canadian?
rules against popping basketballs with your claws, so like he just went for it.
He's a Canadian. He belongs on the hockey ice. Now, listen to me. There's also we have some other returning characters. Bolivar Trask returning in this episode. This obviously the brains behind the Sentinel Project.
Mr. Gyrich as well.
Yes.
Yeah. The Lee Harvey Oswald of the X-Men universe.
Took Xavier out, apparently. Okay, so here's the question. Do you guys think Xavier is actually dead?
No.
No.
No?
No.
We'll find out later.
Okay.
We'll find bald men never die.
Yes.
They never die. We just live forever.
You guys live forever. That's
the trade-off.
how it works. Yeah.
Like all the all the mortalities in the hair, really.
The deal with the devil is immortality for a bald head. Get this off me.
Yeah.
I want to live
Take
forever.
it away.
I want to watch X-Men 97 till it's X-Men 97 2097.
Yo, let's go.
Let's do it.
2097 with Miguel. Yeah, I think you guys are 100% right. I think that having like Xavier being dead at the beginning of the series is very much in line with what Marvel media tends to do with Xavier. They tend to just sideline him immediately because he's too powerful of a mutant. And that's sort of what they did with Storm in a weird way in this season.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, we in episode 2, she gets her powers removed. And like, I was like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense because like Storm is too powerful. Like she solves too many problems.
They identify, which something I love, especially for new viewers of the show that are going to be taking in the original series with this show. The Sentinels identify as an Omega level mutant. They use that terminology because I feel like they need to hit that home before the X-Men are introduced into the MCU. Is like they need to point out that there are mutants, there are X-Men, and then there are Omega level mutants that are basically, as Magneto says in the second episode, the closest thing we have to a goddess.
Ooh. Yeah, I especially loved with what they did with Storm where we saw her as like the first like hero that we see, right? So she's like the first one that comes on screen. She's the first one to kick off that battle. And then she ends up being the person who gets their powers taken away. And so I don't know. I just thought that was like a really cool thing to see where it was like teasing us with, look at this badass bitch and she's going to kick so much ass. And then, oh no, she has no powers now. I also think that it would be really funny if Jean got like jealous that Storm stole her plan to leave. She was like, I wanted to leave. I wanted to storm out of the school in a dramatic huff and go be with my baby and my husband. And she did it instead of me. And now she stole all the attention from me.
I would love if they just like switched to like a Kardashian format. Yeah. Which is like, I can't believe she did that. I
cannot believe she stole my thunder. It was supposed to be my last day in the X-Men, not hers. Don't be
rude. Are you kidding me?
Storm just gets pregnant. She's like, oh my God, I'm having a baby. She was like, oh my God, she's stealing my whole flow.
She comes back in with a cake, like one of those gender reveal cakes. She's like, I'm back, everyone.
Surprise, bitch. I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me.
And my baby's going to save the
world. My baby will save the world. No, so we're bouncing around a bit, but that's okay. This is a free-flowing conversation amongst adults, but we should mention at the end of episode 1, the big, I remember this event from the comic books of my youth. Charles Xavier, last will and testament to Magneto?
He bequeathed it to Magneto? What?
I can't even believe it.
And Magneto is dressed up like ready to go to the Abbey in his like greatest scarf cape bodysuit combination.
Yes.
My God.
Dude is ready for the Met Gala.
Magneto is there's so many things I love about his outfit. I wish I could pull it off. God knows I've got the hair, but I just don't have the triceps.
I believe in you, Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magneto,
see? There
mommy.
you go. But no, like I really did like love how they ended that first episode that way, because like your boy Cyclops was pretty pissed. That dude was like, I'm gonna leave the X-Men to the day I die because I'm Xavier Jr. And then here comes Xavier's ex-boyfriend. He's like, hey, here I am. I got all the shit.
Has left everything to me. My X-Men. And he just keeps calling them his X-Men in the second episode. Did you know every time he's doing it, he's looking at Cyclops like, doesn't that just burn your balls out?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. He's absolutely fucking with Cyclops the entire time.
I would love if he looked directly at Gambit. To me, my X-Men and Rogue.
Rogue.
Dude, he's making enemies, man. I mean, obviously, everyone's Magneto's enemy. Duh. That was a really dumb thing of me to say. But he's making enemies by flirting with Gambit's girl. He's calling them my X-Men in front of Cyclops, and you know Cyclops doesn't like that. Next thing you know, he's going to be putting restrictions on how many basketballs Wolverine's allowed to pop, and that's not fair. Charles never had those limits.
No, it's too much. He's trying to make it his own. You know, at night he gets in that little hovercraft wheelchair and zips around the hallways. I'm Professor Xavier.
Yeah.
But a little bit of an invasive question, and like really not necessary, but whatever. Do you guys think that Magneto wrapped it up? Because like the whole thing with him and Rogue was that like they want to touch each other's skin. So like, do you think that they actually wrapped it up and used contraceptives?
Maybe
Absolutely
not. I think that Magneto raw dogs, baby. I think he's right and dirty.
Honestly, that's the fast life. That's the way that
he's playing
villains
fast
roll.
and loose with birth control here, ladies, and we don't recommend that on the Palaxy. On the Palaxy,
wrap it up.
We recommend to wrap it before you tap it. However, Magneto, I don't know. Probably not.
Or just go Bechtold style and claim a bunch of skin allergies. Anyway, let's go. Either way.
The way to go. Unethical life pro tips.
Sorry, guys. I just break out.
It just came that way. I don't know.
God just made me a little more sensitive than most. Let's get into it.
I'm sorry for derailing us.
No, I'm so glad you did, because now I'm going to write a little fanfic.
We need to know if Magneto is rocking a Magnum or if he's raw dogging it. I think that's a really important.
Leave a comment in the chat to let us know your thoughts on that.
Yeah, let us know in the chat.
Are you team raw dog or team? Just kidding.
She's like, Rogue's like, I noticed a new app on my phone that's tracking my moon cycle.
Yeah.
Eric,
what's this about, Eric?
Eric, did you put an app in my phone?
Don't even worry about that.
But no, I really liked how the episode 2 started with Magneto helping the why am I blanking on their names? Like it's not the Morlocks. What are they called?
It is Calypso and Leech.
They made their early appearances in season 1 of the series.
I think the second episode, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And like it was just so cool to see Magneto be like, yeah, like I'm actually going to be helping you guys, and you guys don't have to live underground because that's ridiculous. And like just seeing how Magneto like enacts Charles Xavier's vision is so interesting, and like I'm very much looking forward to seeing how things evolve episode 3 and beyond.
I don't know, maybe I was reading too much into it, but I noticed some symbolism in the storming of the Capitol building in episode 2.
There was that.
The UN building.
Yep.
It did feel like it was a certain group being called out as the type of people that would
do that. Maybe consider doing that.
But they pulled the old.
Are you talking about Black Friday shoppers?
Yes, I'm talking about.
I knew it. I'm
talking about Disney adults. The one group that's gotten a free pass for too long.
Disney adults.
They're not Boogaloo boys. They're Baloo boys and Bugs Life girls. But I like, they were going after the judges and Magneto. Everyone must pay for this. That we're even giving him a trial, which is a great, that is a great analogy to all of so many of the atrocities from our past and unfortunately present. It's like so often these crimes are committed or these atrocities are committed and there's no trial. Or something happens. Someone is in a counter resistance movement, and there's no trial. Think about in Russia, Putin's archenemy that's got killed in prison. No trial, just went to prison and died. And Putin's response was, and we can cut this off. We shouldn't be talking about that. I'm sorry. I got.
No, we're good.
Anyway,
totally fine.
They killed the Boeing whistleblower too. It's not safe anywhere. It's not safe.
That's so crazy that's a thing.
You speak up, you die.
You speak up, you die. Even in America, even if you're just trying to say stuff like, hey, maybe the airplane doors shouldn't fall off mid-flight. Right. Even if that's your opinion, you could get killed for it.
Hey, we gave you $30 billion 12 years ago to fix the airplanes, and now the airplane doors are falling off more than they were before when you had the financial problems.
Whoops.
Where's the connection? Anyway, as I've always said, my great friend Kim Jong-un in North Korea taught me a lot of lessons. But one of the lessons he taught me the most is a great way to unite your country is exhibition-style basketball. Kim Jong-un, he's just like us.
Just like us.
It was so interesting to see the show introduce the Executioner as a villain.
That plague doctor-looking motherfucker.
A deep cut, man, I feel. Yes, Mr. Carl Denty first made his appearance in X-Men Annual number 17 in 1993. And this dude is it's a badass. Like, I wonder if like that material that his suit is made out of is implied to be vibranium, because they did say it was like energy absorbent.
That's interesting.
Energy absorbent titanium, I believe, was the exact wording.
So I'm just like, I wonder. Like, I liked his design. I liked that how they translated that character from comics to live action, and like I was kind of like thinking at the beginning that this was going to be the MCU's take on the hate monger, which is like this purple KKK clan wearing character from Marvel that is very, very clearly a KKK allegory.
Yes. Oh, right.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
I really want the MCU to adapt the hate monger, because like I feel like that'd just be really, really hilarious and fun.
Yeah.
But they never would.
It's too bad he's not a DC villain, because he would be perfect for Peacemaker.
Right? Yeah. Oh my god, Peacemaker season 1.
They should train the hate monger
to
DC so that they can like have him be like Peacemaker's dad's ex-boyfriend or something.
I feel like we should do an episode on like a DC Marvel trade. Yes, a trade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like good trade. Because like I feel like Marvel and DC should do some character trades, because like it is a damn shame.
Whitney, do you have a pantsuit?
Sure, I do. I have the one that I wore to Barbie, remember? The half black, half pink one.
We all have to wear our best suit. We all have to wear our best suits and ties. to our comics general manager. Like MT, you can be Marvel, Whitney, you can be DC, and I'll be like, I don't know. I'll be the one Robert Kirkman writes for.
You can be Sony Marvel.
I'll just be Hanna-Barbera. I just keep trying to trade you guys Snagglepuss. I'm like, come on, take Snagglepuss. Come on, put him on. Somebody stop me.
Like this whole the attack on the UN was super dope, especially seeing morph into like various X-Men characters during like that fight. He morphed into Psylocke,
that was sick.
Lady
Deathstrike, Colossus.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so dope to see like Morph do his thing, and Magneto's powers were cool.
Yes, and Morph's sense of humor is so dark.
Yeah,
in the first episode, he literally impersonates Charles Xavier to Cyclops and Jean Grey to Wolverine.
Yep.
Like it's like That guy he was begging to be killed.
The ultimate troll.
Yeah, man. This guy does not know how to read a room. He does not know that a joke can be too soon. I don't think he understands.
And he brought 5 tiny bags of chips and a 6-pack of beer to go mess with Wolverine and hang out with him when Wolverine was feeling sad about Jean Grey. And then he turned into Sabretooth to deliver the snacks.
Yeah.
Wolverine's forever enemy. What?
He's like the little brother of the team that like purposely loves to annoy everyone. It's like, you know what? I'm just going to get on your nerves on purpose.
I'll tell you what. He's definitely one you're going to want to sideline for the X-Men 2001 season because I don't think he's going to be able to...
He's not going to be very sensitive about that particular
He just
year.
keeps morphing into George W. Bush.
Yeah. He morphs back and forth between the guy who threw the shoe at George Bush and George Bush, so no one really ever knows who.
He's just constantly doing that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But like, so how do you guys feel about Magneto's, UN appearance and like what he did at the end at the UN? Like, do you feel like it was justified?
Well, I think he's always 10 steps ahead, and that's what you have to be, because there was no way that he was going to get a pardon under normal circumstances. Like, if this had just been a normal trial where he had delivered an address and talked about the obligation he felt, bless you, to his brother, Charles Xavier, what he had to do was rescue people from peril, humans from peril, and then spare their lives or save their lives, and then deliver that speech directly to them with no influence from the room, right? Like he isolated the 3 judges and Congressman Cooper. Is that right? Congressman Cooper or something like that? Or Senator Cooper? I don't know. Cooper. I think
right. The blonde lady.
The blonde lady. He isolated them, delivered his speech, and they were like, you know what? Full pardon.
Sounds great to me, guys.
See, that part, I mean, I definitely understand why, like, their reasoning for giving him a pardon, but at the same time, he did do a lot of really terrible things.
Yeah, he did a lot of bad stuff.
But comic book movies are kind of the one genre that exists where, like, you can be a murderous monster and then you can be redeemed and rejoin society. Like, I mean, think of like some of the characters in Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like, I mean, Adam Warlock, perfect example, although you can argue that he was a baby, like murdered people in cold blood.
Yeah.
And then
Nebula. Nebula. I never thought she was going to be a good guy. And then now she's the best guy. Now she's the best guy in the world.
Now she's the number one guy.
Yeah. Now she's my favorite guy.
Number one guy.
What? She's the number one guy.
I mean, yeah, like totally, like friggin' Bucky too. Like that dude. I mean, technically, it wasn't his fault.
He killed Tony's mom, and we still like him. We still hang out with him.
Right.
To be honest, if I was alone in a room with Tony's mom, I might kill her too.
Yeah, I might kill her myself. She was a bitch. Just kidding. I don't know. I don't know her at all.
Whoa.
I've never met her. I've never met Mrs. Stark. I'm so sorry.
Beef with Mrs. Tony Stark's mom.
Apologies to the fictional character.
Apologies to the fictional character. I did not mean to slander your mom, Mr. Iron Man, sir.
We were out of line.
And I really thought that the decision to, basically just nerf Storm and like have her go through this arc of being completely human to be like super, super interesting. And also I cannot wait to see like if they follow, I mean, hopefully we follow Storm and they don't just like boot her out of the show. Cause like her having her powers was such a like core part of who she was. And like, that's like, she very much like just dove into her mutant persona. I feel like more so than most other mutants at the school. Like she was just like all about it. Cause like, being, a weather manipulating mutant, like she was constantly in tune with the weather and like the earth in general. And like, I love the decision at the very end of the second episode to have her scared of lightning to be such a great little decision there, because like it just showed how like she was never really afraid of the weather because she always sort of felt it coming and like she always knew what was happening. And so like her being disconnected to Mother Nature is going to be like a really interesting journey for Storm to take. And like I wonder if I just wonder how much she changes and if she becomes a completely different person because she is now no longer a evolutionary minority, I guess. We'll see what happens. Sorry, I just said a lot of words there.
No, I think that was all good. I want to just let you cook on that because I
let an MT cook is my favorite game.
I'll just sort of vomit it out of my mouth. Like, I don't know what I'm saying.
Let MT cook, let the storm brew is what I say.
Yeah, baby.
Nice.
And then let the rain fall down
and wake my dreams
and wash away
my sanity. Cause I wanna feel that thunder. Wanna scream.
Let the rain.
You mean my shower anthem?
Yeah.
Are you guys singing my shower anthem?
Hillary Duff coming clean. Yeah. Oh, that's why they need to do an X-Men 2000s because we need a cameo from
we need Hillary Duff.
Lizzie McGuire.
We need the Lizzie McGuire cartoon.
Yes, we need the Lizzie McGuire cartoon to come meet the X-Men. Yes, that is exactly what I want.
The 2D Lizzie McGuire just knocks on the door like, "Hey, I heard Storm left. It's time for me to join the team."
Here's my song about weather.
Here's my song about weather. Also, I'm embarrassed 100% of the time. Good luck with dealing with me.
Here's my boyfriend, Aaron Carter. He has a song about Shaq.
And then that's when we put that into the basketball game. See, full circle, ladies and gentlemen. We're cooking here with the X-Men 2001, 2002 series.
Yes.
Somebody should make a shirt with the X-Men plus Lizzie McGuire.
Lizzie McGuire.
So that someone should be us.
Yeah, that someone should be us.
Speaking of which, we did make a shirt.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Wait a minute.
We
did make a shirt.
Holy.
More like our adjacently, our very talented friend Painted Menti made a shirt.
Yes.
And we collabed with her. Whitney made a store. I made a scene. MT made legacy, an imprint on the community. And together we formed the Guardians of the Palaxy .store, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Guardians of the Palaxy .store, where you too can get your very own merch like t-shirts or sweatshirts or coffee cups. I have a coffee cup. I actually drank coffee out of it this morning, and it was really cool because I was like, that's my face, and then that's my face, and then that's my face, and then that's my face.
I'm drinking out of my friendship.
I'm getting shirts for my family. And let me tell you this. We have heard your suggestions. We've heard my friend Lillian suggested dog shirts or pet clothing. We're working on it. Also, like this, it's not a one and done design, guys. We're going to have other designs up there, but I do want to address the man who said that maybe we could turn our merchandise profits into making our show look better. Sir, we just started. Okay?
Sir, we are doing our best.
Once we sell 100 shirts, I'll get out of my mom's house. But until then, we're putting all the money right back into making the Palaxy, okay?
We are trying our best out here when we are I do
appreciate that the second we launched our merch store, someone crawled out from under a rock and went, maybe put some money back into the show.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, someone on our last video commented that all of our sets are dismal. We're aware. I am in an office that is basically just filled with trash. That's why I have the green screen up, because behind me, it's just trash. It's a lot of trash. There's just like a lot of boxes. It's never clean in here. MT's got weights. Tommy's in a bedroom with what looks like a rosary behind him somewhere.
With a greeting card that says, beautiful daughter, dream the most fantastical dreams in a unicorn. And then about 9,000 skincare products. We're working on it. Things aren't great for us. I don't know if you know, but the three of us took a mighty tumble from rock star status. And now we're building ourselves back up, playing in our garage band, okay? It's going to take a while before we get back to the arenas, but that doesn't mean we don't love you. And that doesn't mean we don't appreciate your support. And the best way to support us is to go to guardiansofthepalaxy.store and get yourself a sweet little prize.
Yeah.
You support us and you get a cool shirt. Listen, people don't even have to know who those people are. That shirt is cool.
It's just sick.
A gifted artist. Also, mugs are mugs. You can put booze. You can put coffee.
We won't tell.
Put water. You could put flavored water in with a piece of wood, put it in your freezer, bang, coffee cup, popsicle.
Exactly.
Okay? You could put dirt in there and plant seeds. Bang, coffee cup plant.
You can turn it into a weapon. So don't do that. But you can.
But you could.
Bludgeon your father with the mug. Celebrate Easter the way Christ would have. Beat your father to death with a mug.
I think it was the opposite. I think God killed his son, not
That's
son
right.
killed his dad.
He pull a reverse Easter.
What if a reverse Easter is when you kill your father on Sunday
with a Guardians of the Palaxy
with a Guardians of the Palaxy coffee mug?
The official podcast
That's a
of
reverse Easter.
All right, leave whatever you can of that in, Alexa. Anyway, let's go back to the show. What do we got to talk about left?
I mean, we got to talk about the big cliffhanger at the end of the second
big old
episode.
cliffhanger.
I mean, come on,
big
man.
old boy of a cliffhanger.
I'm sorry, we've covered a lot. Okay, I'm sick.
It's all right. It's all good. So episode 2 ends with the revelation that this Jean Grey is most likely Madeline Pryor, the Jean Grey clone from the comics that is the mother of Nathan Summers, aka Cable, everyone's favorite time traveling
mom.
That's little baby Cable in the episode 1 and 2.
Oh,
little baby Cable.
I didn't know that was baby Cable. Oh my goodness, I just learned.
Cable.
Well, nowadays in 2024, his name would be Baby Streaming.
Oh, Deadpool and streaming.
Baby Apple TV, and he's born in a hospital in Roku City. Roku City is what's on his birth certificate.
Wait, is Tommy just staying like that, or is he frozen?
Like that?
Oh
no, I think he's just doing this to fuck with us.
Cable's inclusion in this series makes me wonder if, the X-Men 97 title was supposed to purposely fit in with like the multiverse saga of the MCU. Because it is a year name, and like Cable is a time traveling, a mutant. And we also have like Bishop involved in this show, which, Bishop does his own time traveling. I feel like we could potentially see some Kang shenanigans in this show or multiverse shenanigans.
Yeah, especially because there was that little Spider-Man Easter egg in episode 1 with the newspaper. Said, "Is Spider-Man a mutant?"
Right.
Was one of like the newspaper articles, and so I'm right. Is our boy Spidey Pants coming to visit?
Do you guys think we're gonna get some MCU tie-ins, some MCU characters?
Yeah,
in the show.
I mean, like there were some MCU Easter eggs in the background because we saw Vista Corp from Ant-Man, in I think the Times Square area. There was I think Stark Industries as well. So like there are little nods to like the Marvel multiverse there. And like I feel like they wouldn't have, those specific nods, especially like Vista Corp, if they weren't planning on crossing over with the MCU via the multiverse sometime soon.
Do you think we're gonna get animated Ms. Marvel? Just like a little animated.
Bro,
come on.
I want an animated Ms. Marvel so badly because she would kill it.
She would
absolutely kill it.
How crazy would it be? I know this isn't going to happen. How crazy would it be if the season finale of X-Men 97 introduced the X-Men or the Fantastic Four cast with the voices being done by those 4 actors?
Yes.
Like if they were
that would be
introduced.
That would be bananas. That would be a really great way to get people to watch the series and to get people excited.
And the reason why they had delayed the release of X-Men 97 for so long was because they hadn't cast the Fantastic
because they had to cast Fantastic Four first.
We've got to lock this in. Poor Adam Driver's recording Mr. Fantastic scratch vocals like 2 years ago. And doesn't get the part. And doesn't get the role. It's him and Margot Robbie, and they're just Vanessa Kirby and Pedro Pascal walk by. They're like, "Oh, this is awkward." Sorry.
Speaking of MCU tie-ins, when Sunspot first wakes up in episode 1 inside of the X-Men lair, it looks a lot like when Monica woke up at the end of the Marvels, and like. Obviously, like that beast was very much designed with the 90s show in mind. So, like, do you guys think that we could possibly see Monica show up at the end of this series?
Hell yes, that'd be great. I would love that.
Because, like, if Xavier comes back and like it's like, all right, Xavier's back, then I feel like Monica could just pop up and be like, hey, it's me from the Marvels. This was the Marvels universe the whole time. Oh my gosh.
And I got trapped and now I'm here. Hi, hello. It's 1997. What?
Hi everyone, it's me from the Marvels.
Hi, it's me, Monica from the Marvels. Monica Marvel, you might remember me.
I hope they do like a really long pause for like applause, like they do in sitcoms. Like, Monica from the Marvels.
It just cuts to previously on the Marvels, and then it just shows a live action trailer.
But yeah, no, I feel like that's a big possibility if Xavier comes back, which he very likely will. But also, like, I feel I don't know if I mentioned this. I probably did. But like, this could very much be an origin story for Cable, from the Deadpool movies. Because like we don't really know much about where he came from in his native universe, and so like it would be so damn cool if they just like set it up like, yeah, this is, you know, he came from this universe.
He became this cartoon baby becomes Josh Brolin.
Yes.
Yeah, like
I want to start off as a cartoon baby and morph into Josh Brolin so bad. I want that to be my life. I want to pop out the womb a cartoon boy and then slowly grow until I become Josh Brolin. That sounds fantastic.
Coming this summer, I was a cartoon baby, the Josh Brolin story.
Yeah.
James Brolin, I'm afraid your son's a cartoon.
Here's what I want. I want cartoon Charles Xavier to come back by waking up in a cold sweat and going, shit, I think Mary Kate and/or Ashley just tried to snap my neck. No! But then he's alive. Yeah. And it's... and he's...
Like, some type of Olsen tried to kill me.
One of the Olsen twins.
Crazy. Michelle Tanner tried to snap my neck like a fucking twig.
Exactly.
How rude.
How rude.
Whatever that weird guitar thing, whenever somebody's like out of Full House.
And for some reason, Morph is played by Dave Coulier.
Cut it out.
Cut it out.
Have mercy.
But you know, so like all in all, how do you guys feel about this series? And like
Love it so far.
What do you guys want to see happen? Like, do you guys have any like wish list things that you want to see pop up by the end of the season?
I would love to see like either Spider-Man swing through, or even like there's a young mutant kid who's like in the New York like child protective service system, and he's getting help from a lawyer named Matt Murdock or something like that. Connect it somehow. Just connect it with something cute. Doesn't have to be like a jaw-dropping thing. Just connect it a little bit for me. Just do a little...
I'm not the first person to suggest this, but like the 90s Spider-Man, man. Like there was a crossover with the X-Men in the 90s. So like I would love to see him pop up and just be like, hey, I'm here. It's me. Everyone's favorite like that 90s Spider-Man was my first Spider-Man.
Me too. I love that Spider-Man.
If he came up, like I would like probably get really emotional, be like, oh my God, he's back. Oh my God, he's in the MCU. But yeah, man, like that or like some type of Spider-Verse integration would be super dope.
Oh, that would be really sick.
Spider-Verse would be top peak.
Or maybe a gifted disabled woman with the ability to see through universes.
Yes, I want Madam Web tie-in, and I need it, and I need it now.
I've got everything I need right here.
Yeah, because now that Charles is gone, they need somebody to put those wheelchair ramps to good use at the school. Yeah, you can't
the school is ADA compliant.
It's ADA compliant. Get Madam Web up in here. We want her. We support her. We love.
That'd be super funny if she just like, if Marvel just committed to that for no reason.
Wake me up inside.
The credits, like that's like the last thing we see is just Madam Web pop up and then just simply wake me up. Wake me up.
Like, wasn't that the song from the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie? Yes. It was.
Yes, it was.
Evidently, they let the Guardians of the Palaxy write the finale of this episode. And things got a little off the rails. Let's just say there's 20 minutes about did Magneto use a condom?
Yeah, at least 20 minutes of that.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited to see what the rest of this season has in store. Marvel's doing a freaking great job with this series, and I want to see more Marvel animation in general. Like Whitney brought up, a Miss Marvel show would be freaking dope. Like a Miss Marvel animation would be dope.
Spider-Man first year or freshman year.
Yeah, Spider-Man freshman year.
Yes, that's going to be coming out. That's going to be amazing.
Don't be afraid to use the Marvel special presentation banner to give us some animated stuff, you know?
Yeah,
like,
bro.
Yeah.
Put Moon Girl in there. Put Moon Girl in X-Men. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
God, yes.
Can you imagine?
Yes.
That'd be great. What if Wolverine was just riding around on Devil Dinosaur, like, slow down, bub? And Devil's like roller skating through the Lower East Side. Oh, I'd love that.
Yeah, no, like I would love to see Exiles as well, like the X-Men multiverse team. Like that would be phenomenal to see them pop up with their own animated show. But yeah, more Marvel animation.
Midnight Suns animated show.
Yeah, do it.
Oh yes, oh that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Like bro, like
let's go.
I feel like that, like the animated medium is the perfect medium for like dark monster stuff. Heavily CG stuff, like animation has got you covered because you can do that for cheap. Nice and cheap.
Draw that out. Cheap and talented.
Speaking of cheap, we can't afford an editor for an hour-long episode, so we have to call it here, everyone. 52 minutes. I had a great time talking X-Men 97 with you guys.
I can't wait until the next episode comes out,
We've got some very exciting announcements coming up, hopefully in next week's episode. So, pals, don't forget to tell your pals. There's 2 amazing ways to support the Guardians of the Palaxy podcast. 1, pick up something from guardiansofthepalaxy.store. And 2, tell a friend who would dig the podcast to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are just a kitten's whisper away from 10,000 subscribers.
Yes.
And once you get to 10,000, they back up the Brinks truck, baby. And we can get great setups behind us. Gone will be our dismal rooms. Gone will be our mothers. Gone will be everything. We will be untethered. We will be unchained. We will be truly free.
We will be ungovernable.
All right. Take care of your pals. I love you all.
Take care of your pals.
Yes. Take it
Watch
easy,
X-Men.
guys.
Subscribe. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.